Hello, welcome to Golden Tale Studio, where you will be watching Afro-Korean stories, Korean drama, and entertainment. Please support us by liking, subscribe, and comment. Tell us where you are watching from and what you feel about our stories.
Come on, push
Let's get to
harder!
the final
It's almost
episode
there.
of this series.
Yes,
The
we did
morning of the
it!
championship trials arrived faster than anyone expected. The entire Hanseong Elite Sports Academy felt different. Students filled the hallways earlier than usual, whispering about the races that would decide who represented the academy at the regional championship. For the swim team, today meant everything. Inside the massive aquatic center, the atmosphere was electric. Spectator seats were already filling with students and faculty members. Large digital timers glowed above the Olympic-sized pool. Coach Park stood near the starting blocks, reviewing the race lineup. Kai Jinwoo walked in calmly, carrying his bag over his shoulder. As always, the room seemed to quiet slightly when he arrived. He placed his bag down and stretched his arms. Moments later, Yuna Park entered with Jisoo and Ara behind her. Her face was composed, but the tension in her eyes was obvious. Across the pool deck, Nia Okafor stepped through the entrance. For a moment she stopped. She had never seen the aquatic center this full. Students leaned forward in their seats, eager to witness the academy's most important swim event of the year. Nia took a slow breath. Her father's voice echoed in her mind. Pain ends, pride lasts forever. Kai noticed her and walked over. You ready? Nia nodded. I think so. Kai smirked. That's not a confident answer. Nia smiled slightly. I'm nervous. Good. Good. Kai shrugged. It means you care. Across the deck, Yuna watched the two of them talking. Her jaw tightened again. Jisoo leaned closer. She's still calm. Ara frowned. After everything we tried. Yuna cut her off quietly. Today we don't need tricks. Jisoo looked confused. What do you mean? Yuna's eyes moved toward the pool. Today we beat her the right way. Coach Park stepped forward and blew the whistle. The noise in the aquatic center faded. All swimmers report to the blocks, he announced. The first race was the 100-meter freestyle qualifier. 8 swimmers stepped onto the starting platforms. Kai stood in lane 4. Yuna in lane 3. Nia in lane 5. The crowd leaned forward. Even students who knew nothing about swimming could feel the tension. Coach Park raised his hand. On your marks. Silence swallowed the room. Go. Splash. The race exploded into motion. Kai surged forward immediately. His strokes were powerful and precise. Yuna pushed hard beside him. Nia focused on her breathing. Halfway through the first lap, the 3 swimmers were nearly even. Students in the stands shouted excitedly. Look at lane 5. That's Nia. The final stretch approached. Kai accelerated. He touched the wall first. No surprise there. But the real battle happened behind him. Yuna and Nia sprinted toward the finish. Touch. The buzzer sounded. Coach Park looked at the screen. Kai Jinwoo first. Cheers erupted. Then he looked again. Nia Okafor second. A wave of whispers filled the room. And Yuna Park third. The stands erupted with shock. Jisoo covered her mouth. She lost again. Ara looked stunned. This can't be happening. Yuna climbed out of the pool slowly. Her expression was unreadable. But the humiliation was clear. Across the pool deck, Kai gave Nia a small nod. Nice race. Nia smiled through heavy breaths. Still second. Kai shrugged. Second place beats most people. But the trials were not finished yet. Coach Park announced the next race. 200 meters freestyle, final qualifier. This race would determine the final championship team. The swimmers returned to the starting blocks. Nia's heart pounded harder now. This race could change everything. She looked across the pool briefly. Yuna was staring straight ahead. Focused. Determined. For the first time since the rivalry began, neither girl spoke. Coach Park raised his whistle again. Ready. The swimmers bent forward. Go. Splash. The water roared as 8 swimmers dove in. Kai quickly took the lead again. But this time Nia started faster. Her strokes were smooth and powerful. Lap 1 finished. Kai first. Nia second. Yuna third. The crowd grew louder. Lap 2. Yuna pushed harder, trying to close the gap. But Nia refused to slow down. Her training, her father's voice, her sacrifice, everything pushed her forward. Lap 3. Kai still led, but Nia was holding second strongly. Yuna's strokes started becoming heavier. Students in the stands gasped. She's losing stamina. Yuna's slowing down. The final lap arrived. Nia pushed with everything she had. Her lungs burned. Her arms screamed with pain. But she refused to stop. Kai touched the wall first again. The champion. But the next touch changed everything. Nia slammed her hand against the wall. Second place. Seconds later, Yuna finished. Third. The aquatic center exploded with noise. Students jumped from their seats. That scholarship girl did it. She made the team. Coach Park checked the final board carefully. Then he raised his voice. The swimmers representing Hanseong Academy in the regional championship are. Everyone held their breath. Kai Jinwoo. Applause. Yuna Park. More applause. Then he looked toward Nia. And Nia Okafor. The entire room erupted. Students cheered loudly. Even some swimmers clapped in respect. Nia stood in the pool, stunned. She had done it. She made the team. Kai walked over and offered his hand. Congratulations. Nia climbed out of the pool and shook it. Thank you. Across the deck, Yuna grabbed her towel silently. Jisoo and Ara approached cautiously. You still made the team, Jisoo said softly. Yuna didn't answer. Her eyes remained locked on Nia. But the anger inside them had changed. It was no longer hatred. It was determination. Later that evening, the 3 selected swimmers gathered in Coach Park's office. Coach Park folded his arms. You should be proud of yourselves. Kai nodded calmly. Yuna sat silently. Nia listened carefully. Coach Park continued. The regional championship will take place in 2 weeks. He looked directly at them. And the competition there will be far more dangerous than anything you faced here. Nia felt a chill run through her. Coach Park pointed toward the door. Get some rest tonight. As they left the office, Kai spoke quietly. The real battles start now. Nia nodded. I can feel that. Yuna walked ahead of them toward the hallway exit. Then she suddenly stopped. She turned back toward Nia. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Yuna said something unexpected. You earned your spot. Nia blinked. Thank you. Yuna crossed her arms. But don't think this rivalry is over. Nia smiled slightly. I wouldn't want it to be. Kai chuckled softly. Good. Because deep down, all 3 swimmers knew something important. The academy trials were only the beginning. Ahead of them waited the regional championship. The stage where the best swimmers from across the country would compete, and where reputations would be made or destroyed. That night, Nia returned to the empty aquatic center one last time. She sat beside the glowing pool water. The reflection of the lights shimmered across the surface. She pulled out her phone and sent a message to her father. "I made the championship team." A reply came almost immediately. "I never doubted you." Nia smiled quietly. But she also knew something else. The next race would be even harder. Because somewhere out there, other champions were already preparing. And the girl who arrived at Hanseong Academy on a rusty bicycle was about to face the biggest challenge of her life. If you're enjoying Nia's journey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments. Do you think Nia can win the regional championship? The final race will decide everything. And someone at Hanseong Academy will become a legend. The regional championship arena in Seoul was louder than anything Nia Okafor had ever experienced. The massive indoor stadium vibrated with the sound of cheering spectators. Hundreds of swimmers from elite academies across the country filled the pool deck, warming up, stretching, talking with their coaches. Huge banners hung above the stands. Television cameras moved along the sidelines. For Nia, it felt unreal. Just a few months earlier, she had been training in a small pool back in Ghana. Now she stood in one of the biggest swimming competitions in the country. She tightened the straps of her goggles and stared at the Olympic-sized pool in front of her. Kai Jinwoo walked up beside her. "Nervous?" Nia exhaled slowly. "Yes." Kai nodded. "Good." Nia laughed lightly. "You always say that." Kai leaned against the railing. "Nervous swimmers are focused swimmers." Across the pool deck, Yuna Park stretched quietly with Jisoo and Ara standing nearby. But today something was different. The rivalry between her and Nia still existed, but the bitterness had faded. Now it felt like something else. Respect. Yuna walked over toward them. Kai glanced at her. "Ready?" Yuna nodded. "As I'll ever be." She looked at Nia. "This is bigger than Hanseong Academy." Nia agreed. "I know." Yuna crossed her arms. "So don't embarrass us." Nia smiled. "I'll try not to." Coach Park approached the three swimmers. "Listen carefully," he said firmly. "The competition here is brutal. Many of these swimmers have been national champions for years." He looked at Nia. "You are the least experienced among them." Nia nodded. "I understand." Coach Park placed a hand on her shoulder. "But you are also the most determined swimmer I have ever coached." Nia felt her chest tighten. "Thank you, Coach." Coach Park stepped back. "Your first race starts in 10 minutes. The announcement speakers echoed across the arena. "Attention swimmers. The 200-meter freestyle preliminary race will begin shortly." Kai grabbed his bag. "That's my race." Nia watched him walk toward the starting area. The crowd roared as the swimmers took their positions. Kai stood calmly on the starting block. The whistle blew. Splash! The race exploded into motion. Kai cut through the water with incredible speed. By the final lap, he had already built a strong lead. The crowd erupted when he touched the wall first. The scoreboard flashed. First place, Kai Jinwoo. He had qualified easily. Back on the pool deck, Nia clapped as he returned. "Nice race." Kai shrugged. "Warm up." Next came Yuna's race. She stood on the starting block with intense focus. The whistle blew. Splash! Yuna swam aggressively. Her strokes were sharp and fast. She finished second in her heat, qualifying for the final round. Jisoo and Ara cheered loudly. That's our girl. Now only one swimmer from Hanseong remained. Nia. Coach Park approached her again. Remember your training. Nia nodded. And remember something else. What? You belong here. Nia stepped onto the starting block. The bright lights above the pool made the water glow. The crowd buzzed with excitement. Most people in the arena didn't know her name. She was just another swimmer. But that didn't matter. Her father's voice echoed in her mind again. Pain ends, pride lasts forever. The whistle blew. Splash. The race began. The swimmers surged forward. At first, Nia stayed behind the leaders. She kept her rhythm steady. Lap 1. Lap 2. Halfway through the race, she began accelerating. Her arms sliced through the water. Her kicks grew stronger. The swimmer beside her started falling behind. Then another. The crowd began noticing. Look at lane 5. She's catching up. The final lap arrived. Nia pushed with everything she had. Her lungs burned. Her muscles screamed. But she refused to slow down. Touchy. The race ended. Nia looked up at the scoreboard. 3rd place. She had qualified. The crowd applauded as she climbed out of the pool. Kai grinned. Nice work. Yuna nodded slightly. Not bad. Coach Park smiled proudly. All 3 of you made the finals. But the hardest race was still ahead. The championship final would take place that evening. And only one swimmer would win. Hours later, the arena was packed. Spectators filled every seat. The announcer's voice echoed loudly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final race of the 200-meter freestyle. 8 swimmers stepped onto the starting blocks. Among them were the 3 representatives from Hanseong Academy. Kai Jinwoo, Yuna Park, and Nia Okafor. The crowd buzzed with excitement. The whistle blew. Splash. The race exploded into motion. Kai surged ahead immediately. Yuna stayed close behind. Nia focused on her breathing. Lap 1. Kai first. Lap 2. Yuna pushed harder. Lap 3. Nia accelerated. The crowd roared. She's coming back. The final lap arrived. Kai still led. But behind him, the battle for 2nd place was intense. Yuna and Nia swam side by side. Stroke after stroke. Neither willing to give up. The finish wall rushed closer. Touchy. The buzzer sounded. The arena fell silent as everyone looked at the scoreboard. 1st place. Kai Jinwoo. The champion. The crowd erupted with applause. 2nd place. Nia Okafor. Gasps spread across the arena. 3rd place. Yuna Park. Kai climbed out of the pool and helped Nia up. You almost had it. Nia laughed breathlessly. Almost. Yuna joined them, shaking her head. You're unbelievable. Nia smiled. So are you. Coach Park approached proudly. You made history today. Nia blinked. History. Coach Park nodded. No swimmer from Hanseong has improved this much in a single season. Kai raised an eyebrow. That's impressive. Later that night, the 3 swimmers returned to the academy. Students gathered outside the aquatic center waiting for them. When they saw Nia step out of the bus, cheers erupted. The bicycle girl did it. 2nd place in the regional championship. Nia laughed. The nickname didn't bother her anymore. In fact, it reminded her of where she started. Kai looked at her. You know something. What? You're not the bicycle girl anymore. Nia tilted her head. What am I now? Kai smiled. A future champion. Yuna crossed her arms. Don't get too comfortable. Nia laughed. Why not? Yuna pointed toward the pool building. Because next season. Her eyes sparkled with competitive fire again. I'm taking that title. Kai chuckled. I'd like to see that. Nia looked at the glowing academy building ahead. For the first time since arriving in Korea, she truly felt like she belonged. The poor girl who arrived at an elite academy on a rusty bicycle had become one of the strongest swimmers in the school. And this was only the beginning of her journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments. Should Nia return for another season to chase the national championship? Because legends are not made in one race. They are built through every challenge they refuse to quit.